like the NBA All-Star Game is going to go the route of like the NHL. There's going to be like 4 teams this year as opposed to 2 teams. Is that accurate? And what else do we know at this point, Chums?
It's a massive change, Pat. They're changing the All-Star game from obviously East-West, and then it was let's do drafts and draft teams and captains. It's going to be a 4-team tournament for the All-Star game this year in the Bay Area 2025. So there's going to be 3 All-Star teams, 8 players each, 24 total All-Stars, 8 players each, and then 1 team will be comprised of the Rising Stars winner. That's a game against the rookies and sophomores, comprised mostly of those players, some G Leaguers as well. On Friday night, the winner of that goes into Sunday. 3 All-Star teams, 1 Rising Stars team, and they're going to play 2 semifinal games up to 40 points, and then the 2 winners advance to the championship game up to 25 points from what I'm told. So that's basically a quick burst. It's like street ball. It's like a pickup game. It's like you go to the gym and you're playing pickup basketball. You win, you stay on. You lose, you're obviously done. It's single elimination, and it's quick. There's not that time. We saw last year in the All-Star game. I mean, this was, by all accounts, I think players said it, embarrassing. I mean, Adam Silver publicly, privately, there were a lot of people disappointed in last year's All-Star game in your guys' home city. But the difference this year is, I'm told Stephen Curry, other All-Star players, they had a voice. Like, they were involved. They had an input in this process. They had an input in this tournament that's going to take place. And now there's not going to be that unnecessary time, right? When in the 3rd and 4th quarter, when LeBron James doesn't play or when players don't care or maybe don't care, you're not going to have that anymore. It's a quick burst. Get right to it. And I do think we're going to see players motivated for it.
Welcome back to my channel, sports fans. Okay, let's get into this one. The NBA All-Star Game, the NBA in-season tournament, the NBA play-in, the NBA playoffs. What's going on, folks? What's going on here? I mean, this thing is a complete joke, and you don't even know where to start. You heard this guy, and remember at the end, he threw in G Leaguers. G Leaguers are going to be playing in the All-Star weekend. What a coincidence. What a coincidence that somehow Bronny James, of all people, will sneak into the All-Star weekend. This is a joke, folks. This is a joke. You will have real NBA players that made a roster based on their talents, based on their hard work, but wasn't good enough to make the All-Star game because there were great players in front of them, which is completely fine. Have no problem with that. That's just the way things go. But they don't make an All-Star appearance, but for some reason, a G Leaguer will. A G Leaguer will. And we all know Bronny James will get voted into that All-Star game. It doesn't matter what kind of points he puts up. I wouldn't be surprised if they go ahead and let this guy get free shots. You know, play no defense on this guy so he can make the G League All-Star game. I don't even know what that is. And if he doesn't earn the G League All-Star appearance, guess what? He'll get voted in by the fans. That'll be it, right? Oh, man, the fans voted him in. This is what's going on. The NBA tries to fix stuff, but they make it worse. They make a mockery out of the game. Even more than what it is. We told you the other day, check this out. You got 3 tournaments in one damn season. The in-season tournament, the play-in tournament, and the playoffs. Folks, and now, matter of fact, no. Now you got 4. You have a tournament in the damn All-Star game. They keep making up these tournaments that nobody cares about. Nobody's playing in the in-season tournament. Everybody's broken up. Everybody's hurt. And nobody's playing. I want to know how their stars are going to be making an all-star appearance or be all-stars this year when they're all hurt. Doesn't make any sense. I know the way it's going, I don't see how Joel Embiid is going to be an all-star. Zion Williams ain't going to be an all-star. A lot of these guys that continue to sit out, I don't know how they're going to be all-stars. This is crazy because Instead of your face of the league taking control of the league like a Michael Jordan would do, like a Magic Johnson would do, like a Bill Russell would do. Kobe will be pissing on this idea. But what does LeBron do? Nothing. He's all for the gimmicks because the gimmicks benefit him. Where's Joker at? Where are all these players who are supposed to be faces and co-faces of the league? Joker, SGA, Luca. Where are these guys saying we don't want to participate in this? This is trash. And they claim this is going to make it better because it's more challenging. If you're just out there shooting threes in a pickup game, guess what? It's still the same thing. If you're out there manufacturing and rigging up the same offense in a 8-on, what was it? I don't know. What were these guys saying? 8-on-8 or something like that? You can't even. It don't even make sense to me. This guy was fast talking. A lot of this don't even make any sense. But whatever they're trying to make sense of, if they're just playing the same style of basketball, all you guys at the 3-point line and one guy in the middle, and everybody's just chucking up threes, what does that do? And if it's not a 5-on-5, and it's like a 4-on-4, whatever they're trying to do, who does that benefit? All this benefits LeBron James. All this really benefits LeBron James barreling into the basket. And trust me, whatever team he's on, he'll get. How do they decide who's on what team? I don't understand this. Who is on what team? They've already destroyed American baseball. They've destroyed the American workplace. They're destroying American basketball. What are they doing? I was telling a buddy, I'm not trying to be mean. I was telling a buddy the other day, I said, you better find something to do because they don't want Americans working in the blue collar job industry no more. They don't. And Trump ain't going to fix this. It's pretty much over for Americans. Or generational Americans. If you don't have a college degree or something like that, working in the office, they don't want you working nowhere else. I was thinking about this the other day. I said, why don't they just do away with Thanksgiving? Nobody cares about that. Everybody's going straight to Christmas, putting up Christmas lights, and as soon as November 1st. I'm like, how do you celebrate Thanksgiving with Christmas lights and Christmas trees in your house? I'm not going to do it. That's not my tradition in America. My tradition in America was celebrate Thanksgiving, and the day after, which is Friday, you go by your tree and you put up your lights. It's so ridiculous that people are putting up Christmas lights and eating Thanksgiving dinner. I mean, Christmas ain't that damn important. It's really not. It's not trust me, these holidays in the United States ain't what they used to be. And I'd rather celebrate the New Year than celebrate Christmas. They don't even, they put up, in the stores, they put up this Christmas stuff. You can see it at the end of October. It's ridiculous. So we're not going into November where it's supposed to be, you're getting ready to be with family. No, you're people too busy worrying about some damn Christmas lights and celebrating Christmas that really nobody cares about. It's all fake. But we are going to celebrate Christmas. Let's do it in the traditional way. It was always celebrated after Thanksgiving. So let's get back into this. So the players of this league, even Curry, LeBron James, fake Anthony Edwards, these guys are scared to take control of the NBA because these guys have helped destroy it, right? LeBron James doesn't have a mindset of a man, an adult. You already know Anthony Edwards doesn't. Curry, yes, he's great, but he just goes along with whatever. He never wanted to be the face. He could have been the face of the league a long time ago. He just don't care. He don't want it. So he goes along with whatever. Kevin Durant goes along with whatever. And you guys got to stop comparing past players with these guys. Stop it. I keep hearing this stuff every time I turn around on, analysts play-by-play guys in these games, stop doing it. These guys in the past were real men, right? They wanted to carry on the legacy of these guys in the past. They wanted to be better than these guys in the past. So they had to show that on the court. Through their play, it wasn't media driven, social media driven. They didn't want to change the game. They didn't want to, get money that they didn't deserve. None of this stuff. They want to be better than these guys based on championships. It wasn't on nothing else. It was on championships. Now you guys just make up stuff on, oh, these guys are better based on it. These guys, come on, man, because these guys can do this. No, it's based on championships. That's it. Other than that, if these guys were just playing for stats back in the day, there would be no game today. There would be no game. You think that Patrick Mahomes is chasing Brady for stats? No. I don't even think Mahomes will ever. Well, I don't think he'll come halfway to his stats. His all-time stats, he won't break half of them. Maybe a quarter of them, but definitely not half of them. Brady played for 22 years? It's not going to happen. So he's trying to get a better record than Tom Brady. That's about it. Maybe 6-1, 6-2 in the Super Bowl, something like that. That's the ultimate goal. It's not stats. If that's the case, they want to point to Tom Brady and be like, oh, man, look, he holds all these records. That's why he's a GOAT. No. They talk about Joe Montana. They don't talk about no damn stats. They say 4-0 in the Super Bowl with no interceptions. If they bring up a stat, they bring up no interceptions in the damn Super Bowl. And you can hold that to the fire right there. 4-0 in a real man's league with no interceptions. That just seems impossible. So whatever you think, you can put Joe Montana there. People will argue and say, Joe Montana ain't got the stats. But they didn't play for stats back then. Right? They didn't consider, most people say, oh, Dan Marino was the greatest quarterback of all. Look at his stats. But no, they can't do that. Can't do that. You can't, look at his stats up to a certain point. He got passed by a long time ago as far as stats. But that's why they would really keep him in, some people say the top 8 of all time. Not because of the Super Bowl, but because of the stats. So yeah, the All-Star game is basically a joke. And what they didn't mention, that they're going to bring WNBA players in here. And let's see, I think, I forget her name, Caitlin Clark. She's going to be shooting against Curry. Now, we did this last year, and that Sabrina, whatever her name is, she lost. So where we at? A woman can't beat a man. Okay, if you're going to bring anybody in to go against a woman in a three-point contest, you might not want to bring Curry. Curry is not going to lose. And if he loses, there's something wrong. Right? Let's try to, are you kidding me? That's like trying to bring, I don't know, a G leaguer in to dunk against Vince Carter or something. I don't know what we want to compare that to, but I mean, if Curry, at least take Curry out. I don't know who the second best three-point shooter is, but we got to stop, man. These guys don't want to play. This is embarrassing. They've changed the NBA. Now they're changing the All-Star game. They're just changing everything. They don't change the world. They don't change the music. People is robot singing, using fake voices, look like little kids. And I'm just saying, man, when I was growing up and I listened to the radio and we listened to hip hop in the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, all these dudes at 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, all look like men. They all sounded like men. Heavy D, Kumo D, LL Cool J, Big Daddy Kane, Tupac, Biggie, Run DMC, Nas, all these dudes. They were at the same age. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 20. They all looked like men and they sounded like men. They dressed, go look at them. You'll be like, damn, these dudes look older. No. But these dudes today, go look at them. The rappers, they look like children and they sound like children. Because I remember somebody told me that one day. I said, man, these dudes today, they sound like kids and they look like little kids. Somebody said, oh, no, they are kids. They're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And I said, no. The dudes at the same age back in the day in hip hop or in whatever music were the same age. Heavy D, Kool Mo D, LL Cool J, Big Pun, all these dudes. All the guys I just named, they look like men and they sounded like men. The men today sound like women, or they sound like they're just hitting puberty. I'm telling you, this world is backwards. You ain't gonna get too much out of it. If you ain't smart, like I was telling you the other day, the stuff that they used to have on YouTube, man, you can find a lot of educational stuff about life, about the world. Today, that stuff is gone. If you didn't catch a glimpse of that back in the day, I don't know what to tell you, because you ain't gonna find nothing today, because they got all YouTube done shut that down. They got all these agents, all these gatekeepers, all these masons. You will not find out anything about life, about anything that's real. It's all fake today. So if you try to, they'll put out videos and try to deter you and tell, oh no, that's a lie, that's a conspiracy, all these people do is conspire. Look at history. And when somebody say, oh man, that sounds like a conspiracy, that's a conspiracy theorist. That's all history has been about. Conspiring. That's it. So these people sound like idiots. The whole history is about conspiracies and the government trying to conspire on the people. That's it. And anybody that's, trying to help, anybody with some knowledge, anybody's trying to change anything, what will they do? They put these people out here, Martin Luther King, Tupac, JFK, Malcolm X, Bob Marley, all these so-called freedom fighters, and what happens? They're trying to do good, they're trying to tell you something, trying to give you a message, but what the media says, they're not perfect, so don't listen to them. So what they'll do is they'll find something that don't make them perfect, because you have to be perfect according to the media. You can't have no damn flaws in your life, right? In your life, in your character, or they're going to find that one flaw in your character or in you, and they're just going to grind that out. They're going to make it bigger than what it is, right? You got to be perfect. So that's what they'll do. They don't care about this. They'll tell you, oh, never mind the message. Never mind what they're trying to tell you or what the good they're trying to do. Oh, he has a lot of wives, or he cusses a lot, or just the stupidest stuff. They're trying to tell you that people are supposed to be like perfect. It makes no sense. So all these people that I talked about, the so-called freedom fighters, guess what? They told you one way or another the government conspired on the people, have been conspiring on the people for the longest. Not just them people, there's many more. But these are just the famous people that's on TV. So anybody that says this word conspiracy theorist, they sound like an idiot. The biggest idiot you ever heard of, because that's all the government has tried to do. You could just say, just put poison in your food. Look at your ingredients. Flip over the box, the bag, whatever it is. Is that food? Those ingredients are food? No, those are chemicals. Food is a one ingredient, right? So you've been eating chemicals every single day of your life. That's how people get sick, get different diseases, and now you got to go to the doctor. So conspire on that. Call that a conspiracy theory. Don't ever listen to anybody say a conspiracy theory. That sounds like that's idiotic. So let's get into this. I want to talk about Joker. Now, he did put up another triple-double yesterday in a loss. And I'm just sick of these triple-doubles, man. They mean nothing to me. I want to see a center play like a center. I want to see a point guard play like a point guard. I want to see a shooting guard play like a shooting guard. I want a power forward to play like a power forward. I want a small forward to play like a small forward. I want a six-man to play like a six-man. I want a damn coach to coach like a coach. I want the refs to ref like they're supposed to and make calls and uphold standards in the game. That's what I want, because they're talking about the NBA All-Star game turning into a pickup game. It's been there. Every single game that they play in the regular season is nothing but a pickup game, to where the referees don't call carry and travel, which means these aren't real referees. The coaches don't scream at players and teach them when they come back to the bench, tell them what they did wrong. and coach the team. The players, the star players don't hold the other players accountable, and the fans aren't holding what's left of the fans don't hold these players accountable. Stop going. I'm not going to say stop going to the game, but I wouldn't be going to the game. Why am I going to go to the game? You're not playing NBA basketball. So yeah, this is just a pickup game. Every game that these guys play is not positional basketball. And what I'm talking about here with Joker, he's not playing positional basketball. He's over there playing European basketball. You couldn't play this style of basketball back in the day that Joker is playing. He basically wants to be a point guard. He wants to run an offense. So how's that working? It's really not working too good. He's got one championship. And what I'm trying to tell you folks is, to me, it looks like he's no different than the other guys that's trying to stat pad. That's it. And the stat padding isn't impressive. Now, can I blame him? Probably not. Because this league isn't about real NBA basketball. It's not. So I think he's just trying to get in where he fits in, right? He knows he should be the face of the NBA, but they don't want to promote him. And trust me, he could literally be the face of the NBA if the NBA wanted to promote this guy. He doesn't have to be a villain. And we talked about this before. Imagine this. LeBron has been a villain ever since he's been in Miami. There has never been at any point in basically any sport that I can remember, but in the NBA where the face of the league was a villain. And they've been trying to turn this thing around to make this villain character one of the greatest of all time. In a running with Michael Jordan, a villain. Just jump over Magic Johnson, who was beloved. Larry Bird, who was beloved. Kobe Bryant, who was beloved. And you take on promoting a villain who 3/4 of the fan base doesn't like? At least if you're going to be a villain, be a winner villain. Be a villain with all-around skills that can shoot the three, that can shoot mid-range, that can shoot free throws, that can have paint moves. Give you 10 rebounds a game for your career. Right? Maybe have a rebound title, a steals title, 5 scoring titles. So you're promoting this guy, not on that what I said, but a stat line villain. This makes no sense. This makes no. I mean, they could have put Giannis as the face of the league a long time ago, because if you think about it, this guy hasn't been winning championships outside of the bubble since 2016. That's going on damn near 10 years. What was that, like 8 years? In 8 years, this guy only won one championship? What does that mean? So that one championship is, hey, Giannis don't won a championship since then. Joker, hell, if we talking about since 2016, Curry won 1, 2, 3 championships. So what are they promoting this villain as some kind of all-time great? What are they basing this guy on? Because he can keep playing basketball, because he can keep running the court at supposedly $1 billion? This makes you look even more dumber. They're telling you this guy has $1 billion, but for some reason he has to keep working. This makes no sense. A villain, a 4-6 loser, a guy with no positional skills, a guy who lacks statistical titles, a guy who team hops, a guy who gets everybody fired, has $1 billion? Wow. Based on what? What did this guy make $1 billion off of? You told me this guy was the ultimate winner. Crazy positional skills. Could give you paint work, shoot the mid-range, shoot the three, shoot free throws, all this stuff. A big fundamental like Tim Duncan. What is it? What did this guy make $1 billion off of? Well, it seems like he made $1 billion off of fooling the people. Nobody wears this guy's jersey. Nobody wears his shoes. What is it? What do you make $1 billion off of? I don't understand. You guys tell me how this. Okay, his contracts, right? So half of that's supposed to go to taxes, and then you got to pay an agent, you got to pay a lawyer, you got to pay a manager. So yeah, he might have made all this money in the NBA since he's been in there, but you still got to pay all this stuff out of it. It's not like that, folks. So these guys are corny, man. And the Nuggets, they lost to the Mavs. And guess what? Luka Doncic wasn't even there. Luka's hurt now. Everybody's hurt. That's why I keep questioning, do these guys really make this money? Or this is what we've been told so they can charge the fans all this money? Because if they're not making all this money, they're probably like, well, I'm not going to play like this. But I'm going to just sit out. I'm going to just go chill. But if these guys are really making all this money, not only can you hold the NBA accountable, but you can also hold the players accountable for saying F the fans and not showing up to work. Your viewership is hitting the floor. It's on the floor. Nobody's watching it, and you're still not showing up to work. Victor Wembanyama bumped his knees with AD last Friday and still hasn't came back. Really? So, but you played the rest of that game. And that's why I told you, Victor Wembanyama ain't going to make it in this league, man. It's too fast. And you don't want to be a post player. You can tell he's never been a post player with his back. He would dominate. And it's not that hard to teach him. I mean, Joker does it. AD does it. I mean, these guys can play both ways, but, face up, back to the basket. But when you're 7'5" and you can't even post up, I've seen that, and it was looking so ridiculous. Reeves was fronting this guy. He was trying to front Reeves, and Reeves was fronting this. How do you get fronted by a guy that's like, what's Reeves, like 6'5" or something like that, 6'4"? And you're 7'4"? He could still front you, and you could still get the ball in the post and turn around and dunk on this dude. I tell you, this guy's legs must be that weak. But yeah, the Nuggets lost, and Jokic. How do you have no fouls in a 120-point game for Joker? No fouls. It don't make no sense to me, man. And I can tell you what, a lot of scoring is down for these guys. Remember, they were scoring all these, guys were scoring 32 points per game, 35 points per game. The last couple seasons, these guys' points per game is going down. They ain't putting up these points like they used to. It's just not. And I don't know if these guys are fatigued or what, but they'll put up some big games here and there. But the points per game leaders, they're not there. Luka ain't putting up a lot of points per game. Kyrie ain't putting up a lot of points. And trust me, they don't have to. But I'm just saying, these guys ain't putting up these big points no more. And what happened to the Pacers, man? The Pacers just fell off the map. And I'm going to tell you something in a minute. Let's see. Greek Freak had 37. He had a triple-double, too. To me, all this triple-double stuff is just basically telling you it ain't no defense. That's it. So all these guys, they're hurt. They don't want to play. And to me, this is just a product of a lot of these guys going to the Olympics and playing. Why they went to the Olympics, nobody really knows. We're not as good as we used to be. So that's what you was trying to prove. Oh, we got to go to the Olympics and prove nobody can't beat us. You really didn't prove nothing. All these guys came together and they barely beat a rookie Wemby and a slow-footed Rudy Gobert. So you basically proved nothing. And you need to get help from the refs. You was in the weakest group pool. All the good teams were in the group pool A. The second best was in B. And for some reason, the United States was in C with the weakest group. How does that make any sense? And like I said, they barely won. So you really didn't prove nothing. You proved you got help from the refs. You proved that you can carry and travel all damn game if you're LeBron James. So I was questioning that. I'm like, why is Joel Embiid? He could barely play in the regular season. He was limping around in the playoffs, and now you're playing in the Olympics. But you're making all this money. I mean, Halliburton. I mean, what happened to this guy this year? He didn't even He didn't even play in the damn Olympics. They put this dude on the bench, and now And now we don't even know what happened to this guy. He's not the same guy. This guy is only giving you 8 assists. I was trying to see something. It ain't pulling up on him. Yeah, something's wrong with these guys, man. So this All-Star game is a joke. It benefits nobody but LeBron James. It's going to be another tournament, right? And it seems like they're gonna cruise to the championship game in the in-season tournament. They haven't lost any. If I'm not mistaken, let me see here real quick. I want to see next time they play in the in-season tournament. So they should only have like one more game. Of course, it's not going to pull up. But they're going to cruise to the championship game. And I don't know who they're going to play. Let me see. Yep. Yeah, don't worry about it. We won't find out anyways. So, and they're going to play in the West. And for somehow they're gonna cruise because we already know they're 2-0. I think who they play, like Denver or the Suns tonight. I forget, but you know they're gonna beat them, and that's not an in-season tournament game. And like I told you, one day they're playing regular season game, next in-season tournament game. Let me see. Oh yeah, so they play the Nuggets tonight on NBA TV. I'm trying to find out when they play in-season tournament. Goodness gracious. So the next in-season tournament game is on Tuesday. And they play the Broken Suns. They play the broke down Suns. Oh my God. Bradley Beal probably ain't going to be there. Or Kevin Durant ain't going to be there. Or, you already know they're going to play down to the Lakers anyway. The Suns are. So you don't have to worry about that. They'll be 3-0. Like I said, they're going to cruise to this championship game or whatever like that. And I don't know who they're going to play. But I won't be surprised if some team that ain't good, they have to play from the East. So, look, man, I just don't even know what to say for this NBA. Like I said, I see the Lakers winning the in-season tournament. Somehow LeBron will win that little All-Star tournament, and then we'll see what happens after that. They won the in-season tournament last year, and then they went down the drain. So we'll see what happens with that. You just get exhausted with this stuff, man, because the players, they're not taking control of the league and saying we're not down with this. I just don't see Michael Jordan saying, look, you're not gonna do this to my league and put all these gimmicks in here, and then later on down the road they'll say, oh, Michael Jordan had to have all these gimmicks, and Magic Johnson, they didn't want to play like Havlicek and Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain. They didn't want to play the same game. They had to have all these gimmicks just to play. And that's what these players do today. They have to have all these gimmicks just to play because they don't want to play. To me, it shouldn't be no All-Star weekend. If you got to go this far, just name these guys as All-Stars and let them have the time off. Let them have that week or 2 weeks off, whatever. Give them the money for being an All-Star, whatever like that. If they even get paid, I don't know if they get paid, but that's it. Don't even have no All-Star weekend because now this is not All-Star weekend. This is gimmick weekend. This is a weekend to benefit LeBron and his son. That's it. That's all it is. The NBA is about whatever money they can get anymore. That's it. They don't have real NBA players no more. These aren't real NBA players. If they were, they would want to uphold the standard of yesteryear. They would want to, be like these players that came before them. But they don't want to. And they can't because they just don't have it in them to play like men. They don't have it in them to play like positional players. And that's fine with me. Like I said, at some point, somebody's going to explain to me how these players are making record-breaking contracts, and nobody is watching this. Nobody's watching this. It's going down the drain by the day. So how are these guys making all this money? Like I said, to me, I just think you're being told that so they can charge the fan base all this money, because what they're saying makes no sense at all. It makes no sense. And why would you pay these players all this money if it's true and they're not even playing? They're not even performing up to those expectations. They're not even doing what it takes to keep the league afloat and keep the league in greatness of the past. That makes no sense. So the owners would pretty much be pissing on the face of the fans by paying these guys all this money for not showing up and not playing NBA basketball. It makes no sense. Tell me what you think.